Reunion Night 2 Discussion. Title Edit. Originally meant to predict, but I on deck F. After a mix of hits and misses on Night 1, I'm back for Round 2 tomorrow. Here are my predictions. Standard VPR reunion procedure. Night 2 likely to start slow, but end with a bang. Jo is confirmed to appear, and I anticipate her focusing more on Katie than Schwartz, especially given recent hints. Expecting some real heat based on her recent live streams. Hoping James stands his ground against Jo, but chances are he'll end up apologizing. Ally deserves better than these antics. Topics likely to include James' DJ success and Ally's music endeavors. Expect a showdown between Jo and Ariana regarding Rachel and Tom. Sandoval might side with Ariana, adding fuel to the fire. Ally's appearance might bring light to Sheena and Lauren from Utah's drama. Possibly an update on Brock and Sheena's nanny situation. Final reactions might be teased or left on a cliffhanger by Andy. Sandoval might attempt to divert attention by spreading rumors about James, as he did last year. Ally emphasizing that she's James' partner, not his caretaker, and they're working on mutual respect in counseling. A cute picture of Hippie and Mr. Banks cuddling might be shared. LVP likely to commend James' growth and Ally's positive influence. Jo might play the victim by ignoring Schwartz and blaming Katie. Ariana might have a brief comment on Jo before distancing herself from the drama. Lala might call out Schwartz and Jo for their insincerity. Sheena could turn Jo's pain into her own narrative, bringing up past grievances with Katie. Lala and Sheena might praise Ally while criticizing James for not prioritizing her over the dog hippie. There were signs during the singles party that Sandoval wasn't fond of Jo's presence, possibly wanting Schwartz to be single again. Jo's behavior seemed irritating to him. As for my other prediction, I foresee James and Ally announcing their engagement. Ally will proudly show off a simple yet elegant ring, emphasizing their desire for privacy and dismissing any notions that their relationship is for TV. This announcement will contrast with the Raquel proposal, leaving James ecstatic about the authenticity of this milestone. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Spill Chronicles. It's me, Ramona here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. Additionally, when did you find yourself sympathizing most with the cast? I've been revisiting VPR, and one interaction that struck me was between James and his mom. James was trying to establish boundaries and express his frustrations, but his mom seemed unwilling to listen. Instead of acknowledging his feelings, she took offense, which hit close to home for me as I tend to take criticism personally at times. It's disheartening to see a mother dismiss her son's emotions and resort to reminding him of her past sacrifices. Despite James' past behavior, this moment made me empathize with him, not to excuse his actions, but to perhaps understand them better. I relate to this scene due to my own experiences with a similar dynamic with my mother. Another instance that stood out was during Stassi's birthday dinner in Season 2. Stassi was upset with Katie for a disagreement with Schwartz, and she lashed out, accusing Katie of ruining her birthday. Despite not being a fan of Katie, I empathized with her in that moment. Rewatching such scenes has helped me gain a deeper understanding of Katie's struggles, though I'm still not entirely won over as a fan. Have you ever empathized with cast members you don't particularly like, perhaps due to a specific scene? Can you recall moments that resonated with you personally or reminded you of your own experiences? I appreciate how these moments humanize the cast. While James exhibited troubling behavior in earlier seasons, witnessing his family dynamic shed light on his upbringing, prompting a realization for me. Although it doesn't excuse his mistreatment of Kristen, it does provide context to his actions. Similarly, observing Stassi and her mother's interactions reveal the impact of their toxic relationship. However, these insights don't absolve them of their later actions. Despite empathizing with their upbringing, it doesn't justify their behavior. JAX's mother, in contrast, appeared relatively normal, leaving me baffled at how she ended up with such a problematic son. On another note, Stassi faced disproportionate consequences for her actions, especially when others betrayed her trust. While she may have been a mean girl, she often had valid reasons for her frustrations, yet she was often mistreated by her peers. Watching the interactions between James and his mom hinted at the challenges he's faced, offering context to his behavior. While it doesn't excuse his actions, it highlights the battles he's fought. However, despite James' desire for a committed relationship, his chemistry with Allie seems lacking. Perhaps they're not fully compatible, or there may be undisclosed off-screen issues. It's unclear if their relationship is purely convenience-based, or if there are deeper issues at play regarding commitment and compatibility. However, in Season 4, there's a telling moment where Scheana discusses her birthday party with Ariana and Tom. When asked about Kristen's invitation, Scheana goes into a tangent about how it's hard for her to dislike someone who hasn't personally wronged her. Ariana and Tom quickly point out that Kristen has hurt their friends, highlighting an oversight we should have caught onto earlier. In Season 9, Charlie reveals to Rachel and Ariana that Scheana requested Charlie to stop engaging with Dana's Instagram posts due to their feud. It's a clear indication that Scheana tries to control interactions with her rivals even outside of filming. What's frustrating about this season is that Scheana could have easily been in the right, considering Sandoval endorsed Rachel's narrative, which could have had serious consequences if the restraining order wasn't dismissed. Despite this personal affront, Scheana seems oblivious to Sandoval's lack of regard for her well-being. It's worth noting that Tom and Ariana engaged in gaslighting behavior even before Tom and Kristen's relationship ended. In this situation, Scheana didn't necessarily have to pick a side, as both parties had wronged each other. On the other hand, the VVR editor and producer recently shared their vision for the finale episode, shedding light on their thought process. As a former TV producer myself, I appreciated their approach to evoke various emotions like anger, entertainment, frustration, and disgrace, which I believe the finale successfully achieved. Personally, I was left feeling bewildered and asking WTF as the credits rolled. I'm curious to hear others' thoughts on the matter. If the show were to break the fourth wall, what would viewers like to see? It's amusing to label this season's finale as the most powerful yet, when we had the infamous Scandoval episode last year. Reflecting on my past as a producer, I recall moments akin to missing the ball in high school volleyball, only for it to bounce off my head and score a point on the opposite side. In those instances, I claim it was intentional, attributing it to artistry and irony, perhaps even considering it an allegory. And yes, I might have been a bit baked. In terms of showcasing the true colors of the cast, this finale surpassed the Scandoval episode. While the previous finale centered around Ariana and Tom, this season revealed everyone's vulnerabilities and true natures. It seems the producers pushed certain narratives to see how far they could manipulate the cast, resulting in revealing moments of weakness and moral ambiguity, particularly with Lala and Scheana. Teasing Tom with a potential redemption arc, only to dash his hopes at the end, was a deliberate move to elicit genuine reactions. This manipulation sets the stage for breaking the fourth wall, as it's evident that puppet masters have been pulling the strings all along. However, this season was disappointing on multiple levels. Not only did it attempt to prop up the Toms and showcase the hypocrisy of Scheana and Lala, but it also normalized abuse, both emotional and financial. It's disheartening that the show portrayed the woman who suffered betrayal as the villain, especially on a platform primarily watched by women. However, in Season 7, Episode 9 of Vanderpump Rules, the focus is on TomTom's pre-open Daily Mail TV party. The boys and Lisa are in a frenzy trying to prepare the venue, dealing with issues like ordering ice and the lack of AC. As they discuss the guest list, they decide to exclude Kristen. This decision prompts Sandoval to joke about inviting his dog walker and hairdresser, which becomes a humorous foreshadowing moment for his extravagant birthday party later in the season, where his entourage includes his dog walker, braid guy, band, and agent. It's quite the lucrative gig to be paid to be someone's friend, albeit a bit melancholic. But in a city like Leh, where expenses run high, sometimes you do what you have to do. Personally, I think it would be a blast to have a job like that. Serving as a professional friend, and perhaps even dabbling in other roles like a mourner or any other non-movie or TV extra jobs, sounds intriguing. As long as the paycheck's clear, I'd happily embrace the role of a paid BFF and enjoy every moment of it. Moreover, during a scene in Season 1 of Vanderpump Rules, following a bar fight in Vegas, Kristen confronts Frank, accusing him of being involved with Stassi while she was still with JAX. Frank's response, comparing it to JAX's infidelity, goes unacknowledged, surprising viewers. While JAX's behavior certainly warranted repercussions, it's interesting that this exchange isn't widely discussed. From what I've gathered, it seems Stassi and JAX had split between the pilot and the rest of the season's filming. Stassi quickly moved on with Frank until the cameras resumed, putting her in close proximity to JAX again. So while there was overlap and a hasty transition to Frank, it doesn't equate to the outright cheating JAX engaged in. It's still a regrettable situation nonetheless. In a Season 1 reunion episode, Andy poses the question of whether Stassi cheated on JAX. Following a moment of hesitation, JAX interjects, suggesting that even if she did, he wasn't perfect and may have deserved it. Additionally, is anyone else wishing Lisa had a more prominent role in this season? In earlier seasons, she was much more involved, especially since filming took place at SUR and her other restaurants. Personally, I adore her and would love to see more of her on her show. Lately, it feels like she's been holding back her opinions and just going along with whatever the cast members say. There was a moment where she seemed to question Ariana about cutting off anyone who talks to Sandoval, but then it was quickly dropped. According to Sandoval, production supposedly promised him a spot on Winter House if he filmed with Lisa, but that never materialized. It seems they used that as leverage to get him to participate. No offense intended, but some recent posts seem rather survey-like. To address the question, I wouldn't recommend giving Lisa more screen time if they continue with the current staff. Lisa thrives when working with a younger staff who actually work at her restaurants, despite their occasional juvenile behavior. However, since this season doesn't revolve around the restaurants, Lisa's role becomes less crucial. She's mainly needed for the Toms and perhaps Sheena. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.